And welcome back to Capital Talk. What a week it's been on the bench, I tell you. The rebels, with or without a cause, have come out guns blazing. And we saved the best for last, because Tony Gashoka takes no prisoners. I call him a gun for hire. He says he doesn't mind the title. He needs work. Sit back.
Now, Jeff, let me get straight to this. The allegation that somebody has made a death allegation against the Prime Minister, or attempt.
Yes.
Dr. Meyer was one of the most renowned psychologists and wrote in 1948 that from a psychological point of view, behavior is caused. To understand behavior, you must understand the reasons and the causes for behavior. Raila Odinga's history is long, and part of it has been unchallenged because of something called double jeopardy. In 1982, this country suffered a coup d'etat. Attempted coup d'etat. And thousands of people died. Yes. And the allegations flew all over as to who the people involved were. And Raila was charged in a court of law. And the government withdrew the charges before the case was concluded, but he was detained for treason. So this country will never know whether he was involved or not involved.
Or how involved.
Or how or not. I cannot say how he was or not because a trial has not been conducted. But double jeopardy controls that process that it cannot be started again. Even the TGRC the other time, I could hear allegations of people who were involved in that time who said they were mistreated. After that, we came into a situation just before the last election, 97, when a car was shot near the Somali border, a car where the Prime Minister was present. And it was said then there was an attempt to kill him. Then there was the allegation before, I think, the ODM elections of 2007 that somehow they have said power will not be given to him. I don't know what will happen to him. And those allegations were possible. And then weeks later, he was shaking the hand of the president at Harambee House. What I'm saying is, if you call allegations so often, and none of them are ever proved, when you're the second most powerful man in the country, and the director of CID cannot be able to arrest, or investigate, or in any way give a statement to this country, or the commissioner of police, on such allegations, then how will the common man be free? What if an accident was to happen today? What if the Prime Minister was to go on a plane and an accident was to take place? Yeah. What would happen if his driver caused an accident? President Mwai Kibaki had an accident. It cost him a year in prison, in hospital. So it is irresponsible to be able to put the country in that kind of tension, because should an accident happen, people will believe that it was caused.
Correct.
And therefore, to that extent, I call it irresponsible in the highest order to make allegations such as those which are unsubstantiated. I also say it is irresponsible of the police to leave such allegations hanging, because it is them that would have the biggest problem should something happen, including an accident.
Yeah, the burden will be on them.
Burden would definitely be on them. So I want to say that I have a problem because maybe I have known the Prime Minister because I've worked with him. And I have a problem with his character. And this is what Musalia Mudavadi is finding out every day. I think he will see more tricks from the bag. I think he's seen nothing yet. And I told you last time, he better try not to come to Kasarani. And now, all of a sudden, even at Orange House itself, he's shaking. Let me tell you this script, and take it from me. Raila Odinga will do anything to attain power.
Anything?
He would do anything to attain power. He said Uhuru should be hanged in the Hague. He said Ruto should be hanged in the Hague. He said Bararara, tarak. He said, TG, get out. Yes. He told Miguna, go out without a pay. Then the other day, he said that Ruto was, I don't know, what, a damage to ODM and whatever. And now they're telling Mudavadi he can't even have democratic elections. You tell me how a person like that can regulate the constitution of Kenya. How he can run a normal life for every citizen. How will he give you any rights when he thinks he should be hanged and murdered? Then he just calls somebody and you're hanged and murdered. He has no process. You should say arrest him and charge him or let the court process go through. So it is the utterances that Raila is making that are beginning to become frightful. He even said the other day that the judiciary, he went for Willy Mutunga and said he misunderstood his Swahili. I mean, really, in broad daylight, really. And really, this is hogwash.
And the CJ had to call him to order.
The CJ had to do it. The man was showing he can be a dictator to the judiciary. So how would a judiciary like that be able to adjudicate fairly on a presidential poll where he was an opponent? He would come and tell the judiciary, you're nothing. And right now, do you think people believe his apology to the judiciary? It puts into question the institution. He goes further and questions the institution of the IBEC and says that that what they are doing is wrong. This should be the election date. And then he was caught by some off-camera thing talking about the chairman, about institutions. So my attack or my claim against the Prime Minister is not personal. It is his disregard to institutions, disregard to the rule of law, his allegations and statements which are heavy and weighty. Yet he expects that other people be dealt with by the law without mercy and be dealt with decisively. But somehow he or his people are above it.
But there's no doubting that the man is a shrewd politician, Tony.
No, he is a shrewd politician, but so was Hitler. I mean, the only reason Hitler didn't take over Europe because he opened the second front. He was too greedy. He went to Russia and half his soldiers died in the winter. So shrewd politicians have been there. Are they always good? Are they always good? Can I talk to you about shrewd? You can't just say because a politician is shrewd. Idi Amin was a shrewd politician. How do you come from being a colonel to be a president? The shrewd politicians can be there, but that's not what the Constitution of Kenya says. That to be president, you need to be shrewd. It says to be president, you must garner 50+1 of the vote.